Hello everyone, I am Dr. E. Prince, the naturopath. I am the CEO of the Opulent Health and Wellness Center here in the Chicagoland area. On March 11, 2020, the World Health Organization declared COVID-19 a pandemic. The world went from growth mode to survival mode, from the love of family and friends to the fear of family and friends. Surviving the coronavirus, the vaccine, the variant, requires an efficiently working immune system that is equipped to destroy and neutralize the invading pathogens. When a sufficient percentage of the population has become immune to an infection, it reduces the probability of the spread of the infection from person to person for the people who lack immunity. This is called herd immunity. There are two ways to achieve herd immunity. One way is through your God-given natural immune system. When enough people in the population has become infected, recovered, and have developed protective antibodies against the virus, it is then that the spread of COVID-19 declines. Another way to reach herd immunity is through synthetic vaccination injections. But vaccines bypass many of the natural immune system gates that prepares your body to immediately identify, attack, and defend against the foreign invader. You see, human beings were given three lines of defense. One is your barrier immunity, which is your skin and your mucous membrane. The second is your innate immunity, which is your inflammatory response. Your third line of immunity is your adaptive immunity, which is where the antibodies are created. If a person is immune to a disease, they can become exposed to the virus, but not infected, or even affected by it. But when a person has a weak or hyperactive immune system, they can be exposed to the virus, infected, and moderate to fatally affected. My goal and purpose as a holistic doctor is to help you to naturally rebuild, reboot, and reset your immune system and digestive system through our age reversal detoxification program. Because 70% of your immune system is in your gut. So what you're eating daily is either boosting your immune system or it's tearing it down. Many people who were unsure of their ability to defend against COVID-19 elected to take the so-called coronavirus vaccine injection. But is this injection really a vaccine or an experimental gene therapy treatment? The CDC, Center for Disease Control, originally defined a vaccine as a product that stimulates a person's immune system to produce immunity to a specific disease. That was the old definition. The new definition states a vaccine is a preparation that is used to stimulate the body's immune response against disease. The CDC originally defined vaccination as the act of introducing a vaccine into the body to produce immunity to a specific disease. But now, the new definition for vaccination is the act of introducing a preparation into the body to produce protection from a specific disease. Why now has the age-old definition of vaccine and vaccination been changed? Could it be because the COVID-19 so-called vaccine is not a historic vaccine at all? Could it be because the COVID-19 so-called vaccine does not provide full immunity to the coronavirus, nor does it even prevent the spread, but only seeks to minimize the severity of it? And this was based upon the high rate of breakthrough infections, which is a condition where a vaccinated person becomes infected with the virus because the vaccine has failed to provide complete immunity against the disease-causing virus. Or could it be because the so-called coronavirus vaccine is just an experimental gene therapy injection? The irony in all this is that the pharmaceutical companies are fully immune from vaccine-related personal injury lawsuits, which includes the COVID-19 so-called vaccine. The federal government granted drug makers this immunity. So-called coronavirus vaccine is not a vaccine by the CDC historic definition, then the drug makers would have no protection against personal injury lawsuits. It has been said that the so-called coronavirus vaccine cannot be an experimental gene therapy treatment because it does not cause any type of gene alteration or replacement. It has also been said that the messenger RNA spike protein of the so-called coronavirus vaccine does not interact with the human DNA in the nucleus of the cell. But researchers at Stockholm University in Sweden has discovered in vitro that the coronavirus spike protein is attaching to the cells and entering the nucleus of the cells. This is very important to understand. When the messenger RNA spike protein of the SARS-CoV-2 so-called vaccine enters the nucleus of the cells, it interferes with DNA repair. You must understand that your DNA is the blueprint of your entire body. When your organs or muscle tissue needs to be replaced, repaired, or regenerated, messenger RNA copies the genetic code from your DNA strand to make the necessary proteins. Your DNA is intentionally broken and naturally repaired tens of thousands of times a day. If your DNA is not repaired properly, mutations such as cancer can occur. DNA breaks without repair can also weaken the immune system's response, especially since the intentional breaks and repairs actually help the immune system cells to adjust to the variations and the mutations of the virus. Could this be the cause of the different variations? Also, the presence of the coronavirus spike protein have been observed to cause a condition known as ADE reactions, antibody-dependent enhancement reactions. This is a reaction similar to anaphylactic shock that people may experience from a bee sting. This happened to the animals that were vaccinated with the SARS-CoV-2 so-called vaccine, and it resulted in deaths of many animals. When the antibodies attach to the cell of the walls, the virus uses the antibodies to help transport itself into the cells, causing damage and also reproducing even more messenger RNA spike proteins instead of just neutralizing the virus. This situation angers your macrophages, immune cells. Your macrophages are your inflammatory response, second line immune cells akin to Pac-Man. They come and they eat up the virus to destroy it, triggering a release of cytokines, which are your signaling proteins that coordinate the immune response to a foreign virus. The result is a cytokine storm that we all witnessed in 2020 when people were experiencing respiratory distress that caused them to be put on ventilators. A cytokine storm is an inappropriate immune response leading to elevated fevers, severe lung tissue damage, sepsis, which is toxicity of the blood, and also neurological damage to the brain. This is why the so-called healthcare system seeks to suppress the immune system with drugs like hydrochloroquine and dexamethasone to mitigate, to make less severe that hyperactive immune system's response to the coronavirus spike protein. Listen, you cannot survive the coronavirus, the vaccine, nor the variant by suppressing your God-given immune system. You must supercharge your immune system to identify, attack, destroy, and neutralize this foreign virus as well as any other future pathogens, whether it be man-made, or natural. Through our age-reversal detoxification process and our post-vaccination detoxification program, you can reboot, rebuild, and restore the greatest gift given to man, which is total divine protection with natural immunity. I am Dr. E. Prince, the naturopath, and I look forward to hearing from you to begin your own holistic journey back to opulent health and wellness. Thank you.